She is returning to action, taking a fight on relatively short notice against the always tough, the always game Amanda Lemos. She is Mackenzie Dern. She is kind enough to join us right now. There she is. Hello, Mackenzie. How are you?
Hey, Ariel. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Great to see you. Thank you for joining us. And can I just say, Mackenzie, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, I saw a photo of you on your Instagram. You have never looked bigger. You're like the shoulders, the traps. This is a different look for you, right? You look completely different than the last time we saw you. Am I accurate?
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I tried, I mean, like you said, it was 4 weeks. So, I mean, technique wise, I didn't have like so much time to like try and, come up and get this way better Mackenzie than before. So the first thing I said I got to do is like, it's like Christmas, New Year, let's go. Let's get, we got 4 weeks, just try and get, I don't want to like die out there because of cardio, you know what I mean? So I've been really trying to get, stronger and just working my physique. But I definitely posted pictures like right after training too.
Oh, okay. And that's always the best time. But like compared to the Mackenzie who we saw many years ago who came into the world of MMA from BJJ, like the difference is
Yeah.
dramatic, right?
Yeah, totally, for sure. Definitely I'm heavier, which is, I would fight day I'd be like maybe 120, 121. Now I'm, walking around like 130 and I'm fighting at 130, and I fight at 115. So that was kind of a goal of mine, was to be able to get my weight bigger and being leaner at 130. So that was really a goal I've been working on for the past like, year, 2 years. And I was able to really kind of like just focus on that on this fight.
So as you said, take this fight on short notice, like 1 month or so. You replaced Tatiana Suarez. Considering the last fight and you want to have your best foot forward, how did you feel when you were presented with this opportunity? Did you feel comfortable taking it on short notice because you want to get the win, you want to look good, but you obviously want a full or at least close to a full training camp to do that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd always wanted to be like, I wanted to be the type of athlete that UFC could call and be like, hey, we got a short notice fight, and I was already training, consistent, and that wasn't the case on this moment, because I had just fought in Madison Square Garden, I got, TKO'd. So, yeah, I mean, it wasn't the best circumstances that I wanted for me. And at the same time, I'm like, man, but this is such a great opportunity. I mean, how often do you get the opportunity in like a month, 2 months to get a call and be able to fight, someone that's ahead of you in the ranking. I think she's 3 or 4. She just fought for the belt. She, here in California, so no traveling, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, I was a little bit like, oh man, I know Amanda, she hits hard, she has knockout power and all that stuff. But yeah, it's at the same time, it's such a great opportunity for me to kind of correct the mistakes that I made in my last fight. It's not like, a grappler, it's
Right.
kind of a little bit the same style. I think Jessica is a little bit pushing forward more, but and Amanda's kind of counterattack and stuff like that. But from what I saw with her fight with Zhang Weili, I watched that live in Boston, so it was good. And I saw that there are some mistakes on the ground and there are openings on the ground. So I was like, okay, that's a good fight for me. And it's kind of like lose-lose situation. I mean, win-win situation for me, So if I win, hey, I'm right there. I just fought Amanda Lemos, who fought for the belt. Yeah, I mean, I don't even really want to think about losing, actually.
Good. That's the right approach. But could I ask you, though, when you talk about the last fight and the mistakes that you made in the last fight, could you tell us what you feel like were the mistakes that you made in that fight?
Yeah, I mean, I try to do a strategy where, I mean, I knew that Jessica, she is experienced. She's coming off 3 losses. I knew that if she was anything like me, she would, want to correct her mistakes. So I knew that there was a big chance that she was going to come out a little bit different than normal. And when I say different, I mean like a little bit calmer. I think a lot of people, when they see Jessica, they know that she tends to come forward. She starts out, but she's a forward fighter, and the whole entire fight, her corner's like, calm, this is the fight we want. Yeah, calm, like kind of, she got taken down, submitted by Tatiana, knocked out by Jan, and Aaron Blankfield had submitted her too, So I was like, man, we're hoping she would come forward and I could get into a takedown kind of easily. My goal is to kind of time that takedown. But yeah, I mean, she stayed calm, and I was kind of trying to do that whole style, like hit out, get her to come forward and take her in, and then take her down on when she came in. But she was calm, and yeah, I mean, I got hit, I got clipped, and just kind of try to cover. I try to lay down, and see if she'd come in ground and pound and see if maybe she'd come into my world a little bit. But I was like, nope, stand back up. And I was like, oh gosh, and definitely I mean, I'm trying to evolve, but I mean, I'm a pressure fighter, you know, I'm forward. I need to go forward, you know, and I need to keep them on their back feet. And I mean, it's not a secret, you know? So it's like that. I need to kind of just stay with that game. And I mean, I feel good with my striking and stuff like that, but I don't think I need to be waiting too much, you know, and see what they give me. I need to kind of just stay with my style. That's like pushing my game, you know. I don't really care how I look, you know. Winning or losing, people are gonna talk about me either way. You know what I mean? They're gonna say it looks bad. They're gonna say whatever, you know. So I just need to go out there and win and put the pressure in. And you know, I mean, I can take hits, but it's way better to take hits going forward than it is to take hits coming back, you know, on the
Right.
outside. So learning experience, getting in there. And I wish it wasn't at Madison Square Garden, you know, but it'll be good. I'm fighting out Anaheim Honda Center. I went there for Disney on Ice and the Anaheim Stocking game. So I was in there twice. Like, man, I can't believe I'm going to be fighting here in a couple of weeks. So it's really cool.
How did you feel in the immediate aftermath of MSG? Like, how did you handle the loss?
Man, it was hard. I mean, it was hard. I think the biggest is just because it's like I had such a great performance with Angela Hill, you know, and my camp was so crazy, you know, and then to go to Madison Square Garden and then to have like kind of that type of performance, I was down on myself, and then, I mean, I'm getting better with the fans and everything like that, and just how, you know, the critics said, oh, you know, I mean, even like the commentating, you know, like, oh, she looked like a high schooler, like just brawling out there, you know, and it's like the type of stuff that they say, you're like, oh gosh, man,
Oh,
you know, I look that bad, you know, but that was, I think, just the kind of, I mean, as soon as I got home, I watched the fight and I'm like crying, watching this. I'm like, man, this is so embarrassing. Like, man, how am I going through this in front of like millions of people, you know? And it's just like, you know, that's what we're here for, you know, that's what I do. I'm a fighter, you know, and that's my job, you know, and it's the goods and the bad, and we can have ups and downs and just kind of keep going and get back in there. And so it was definitely hard for me to feel like, man, how did I go from so good to so like such not as good as like, you know, a performance. But yeah, I mean, things are getting way, way cleaner around me, you know, my life, you know, all my coaches, everything's getting way better. So the people that are part of my team, and 4 weeks was actually really good because you don't have enough time to, you know, overthink things, you know, you don't have enough time to be like, man, this is right. It's like, you know, Tiki, my manager, he said like, hey, 4 weeks, let's go. My wrestling coach, Paul Herrera, he's like, okay, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and I'm not even like, okay, just trust the process, you know. And I'm kind of an overthinker, you know. I try to be like perfectionist at everything, and so 4 weeks is kind of like really good to kind of go through a camp like this where I don't need to think about so many things. I'm going out there literally like to kick butt and do my best and try and win, like kind of kill or be killed right now.
and so how would you describe your confidence? It's Monday, fight week. How do you feel about yourself and your game going into this fight?
Oh man, I mean, I literally did every single thing I could do in 4 weeks, you know, like I'm so confident that I'm gonna do the best I can do, you know, and I'm confident that I have everything I can to win, you know. If like I need to go crazy out there, I will, you know. And you know, it's just that's kind of what it's out, you know. I feel like Amanda, she was already kind of planned to fight for this fight, you know, she was gonna fight Tatiana Suarez, so I know that she's probably, you know, training her takedown defense. But man, if they're coming out to you to try and like, you know, kill you basically, it's going to be hard, you know? So I know that probably she has a lot more pressure than I do going out this. And it's actually kind of like refreshing to be on that. I think we're the last fight on the prelims. So it's kind of like, you know, for me, it's good to kind of get back and kind of take off this pressure on me and be like, oh, I need to do this, you know, this and that and all these things. You know, I feel like really confident that I'm going to go out there and be able to, you know, represent kind of California right now.
Yes. And that, like, you could just drive there, right? It's pretty darn close to where you live.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
has to
Yeah.
be, is your daughter going to go?
No, she's at her dad's weekend.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
And
But I told her I'm gonna be like fighting at Disneyland, you know. I'm like, oh yeah, mom's gonna be fighting, you know, Mickey's backyard and
yeah.
everything like that. She thinks it's like so cool.
I ask you this because you just referenced it, and obviously you've talked about this in the past, but it does seem just, yeah, your social media and whatnot, you seem to be like the personal life is in a good spot. And do you feel like that is helping the way you're thinking of your career, and like just that you don't have to worry about other stuff, that you've been through a lot in so many words, right?
Yeah,
Do you feel like
yeah,
it's less choppy waters for you, and that is putting you in a better spot in the gym?
totally, 100%. Like way pages turn. I'm so happy about that. I'm like, yes, finally, now I can just, like Mackenzie, like my image, how us fighters, like, of course, we're with the UFC and everything like that. But eventually, we have our life after fighting, you know what I mean? So it's like now I can really just kind of, I think even just like media and stuff like that, it's like I said, like, man, I posted a picture like right after training, so I'm kind of like pumped, I just worked out, but it's like now I have people that are like kind of filming me, following me around, taking pictures, so I'm getting content that I can post and people can be more, kind of like back how I was in the beginning of my career and having people more involved in my life again. And, you don't want people involved in the bad stuff, you
Right.
want them involved on the real process. So I'm really happy to be kind of on this page turn. And now I think people are seeing that too. And they're kind of like, okay, Mackenzie's back, and it's really cool to kind of feel like I can just focus on training and winning or losing, whatever comes, it's like, yeah, each time I lose, each time I accept the process more and just kind of like, yeah, we need to get better, but that's part of the process. They have people who like, wins and losses, maybe they never get the belt, but it's like, they're such amazing fighters. And I mean, obviously the goal is to get the belt. That's why I think fighting Amanda Lemos, I think that it puts me at a really good position, especially coming off a loss, and I can still kind of stay in there. But you start to see, like, even on the strawweight divisions, there's like so many rematches and stuff like that. So I'm like, okay, I'll have my turn again, and I'll be able to fight whoever, Marina Rodriguez, or, even Jessica again, or Young Shaonan, or we'll see, But Amanda Lemos is definitely a big challenge for me. It's a big step, but I'm excited for it.
Your last 6 fights, it was, one loss, one loss, one loss. So if the trend continues, this would be a win. That's good news. But why do you think you can't seem to get on a streak like that? Why is it? And I know this is very frustrating for you. Obviously, you probably want to win all 6 of those in a row. But why do you think that has happened? Where it's like you're really highs, lows, highs, lows, highs, lows.
I think just because I've been going through so much, and it's hard, I think being a mom and just going through so much stress in life, the personal life, it's like, you need to like pay your bills and do everything like that. And I mean, I know all the fighters, we all have problems and we all go through different stuff. But with coaches and switching team, and
Nope. Sometimes I think we're going to fight through it because the internet connection was so good. It was so perfect. I was even noting that. Why does it feel like every time I note it mentally, something happens? We'll reconnect with her. That might be the old school phone gets too hot, although I don't think it's that hot over there, and she was indoors.
Maybe we could have died.
Could have
so
died.
Sudden.
Yeah, because it was pretty crystal clear, was it not?
I mean, it was looking great. Yeah, it was looking great. And I mean, it's still like frozen exactly where.
Oh, is it?
She was at, yeah.
Let's see what we got. No, nothing. Phone could be dead, yes. What's the line in that one, GC?
Amanda Lemos, your favorite.
Oh, but it's close. Plus 110, minus 130.
Yeah, I was going to say, not by much.
Not by much. Amanda took that was a tough one in her last fight.
Both women coming off of tough
performances. Obviously, Mackenzie's was in November. Amanda's was in August. So it's been a while. And she's taking this fight on short notice. But I feel like Mackenzie always has, like I said, good, down, good, down, good, down. I feel like this is a very winnable fight for her. Very winnable fight.
I think it's going to be a fun one. She's back.
Oh, is she? Okay. And then a win here, you're right back in the mix, as she said. Oh, you're back.
Yeah.
I forget. You were talking about the ups and downs. And so there's a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
Every fighter goes through this, and it's just kind of life getting in the way.
Yeah, I mean, and I think just experience of being in there, it's like, I think every fighter is different with how they take things. I'm definitely more like emotional, I guess, I feel everything. So for me, it's like, I don't know, like I can't like to have something going on in my house and get to the gym and then completely forget about what's going on at home. For me, I bring it in with me to where I am, So even in the fights, it's like with Jessica, I felt like I was even doing good, and then just kind of like staying with the strategy and stuff like that. And then once I land like a couple shots and I feel her kind of like, you know, I land it, and then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, let me do 5, 4, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and keep punching when maybe I should just took a takedown then. And it's just that emotion when you get excited, or the goods and the bads. So I think it's just experience and being with, fighting against the top fighters. My last few fights have been against top fighters. I mean, even Angela Hill, she's been in there since like the Ultimate Fighting House, the Ultimate
Right.
Fighter House. So she's basically fought almost every single girl in the division, basically, and it's like there's experience behind that, knowing how to win or steal around, knowing how to, get the opponent to bite off of things, feinting and all that stuff, So it's just stuff that it's a learning process for me, and I'm doing that in front, like, when it's worth, titles and worth, victories and wins and all that stuff. It's not just in the gym,
Right. By the way, do you think Yan can beat Zhang Weili?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Zhang is a little bit more well-rounded.
Okay. And so that means she'll retain. They're fighting at UFC 300. The following month, there's talk of the UFC going back to Brazil. Is that something you'd like to be? Is that a card you'd like to be on, or would that be too close to this one? It would be 3 months later.
No, for sure. For sure. I would love to be on that card. Definitely. My last one I was there, I didn't make weight. I missed weight.
Oh my gosh.
I like to, recover. Yeah.
Yes.
I like to recover that. And I mean, I kind of had like a knockdown and then I submitted. So, I think I have a good experience there. Just I would like to kind of take that off my recover that and come in strong and like, professional.
Is that used to be, it's crazy. That used to be like such a thing whenever you would fight. Now we don't talk about it anymore. Is that ever, obviously cutting weight is tough, but is it ever really a concern for you? And do you think it will be the same type of situation this time, despite the short notice?
No. It's way good now. Now it's like, it's just down to like that, when you're, oh man, should I have like this French fry right now or not? Maybe at the week I'll cry like maybe 5 more minutes, or something like that. It's just a little bit extra suffering, but it's nothing like, the regular stuff, anyone, if you stay in a sauna for a while, you're kind of like, oh, this sucks. But nothing like gonna miss fight, thankfully.
Man, that one French fry affects it that badly? Then we're in trouble over here. One French fry, golly, 5 minutes of one French fry? Sheesh.
I mean, it's about like 10,
Oh my gosh, yes. But imagine if, I mean, yes, I know the pain. Actually, I don't know the pain. I don't have to go through that, but I understand what you were talking about. Okay, so we're looking forward to a big performance on Saturday. It's a home game for you. You don't have to get on a plane. You don't have to go far. You're going to be comfortable. This is big. I feel like the trend is going to continue, and then it's going to be a winning streak after this. Not just,
Yes.
This will be the beginning of a run here. Go back home to Brazil in May. Sure. Good vibes, everything back in order in the personal. This. I feel like this is going to be big, right? You feel like a big year for you, 2024.
Totally.
This time,
I'm like, woo.
This time next year, where are you?
Oh, this time next year, if I'm not with the belt, I'm like almost title going for the belt for sure.
You feel that?
Definitely.
You feel like you could be a champion this year?
Yeah, end of the year.
Wow. Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the journey begins on Saturday. Always a pleasure, Mackenzie. Thank you very much for the time. Good luck to you, and looking forward to your return on Saturday.
Thank you, Ariel. Always good talking to you.
Yes, same here. There she is, the great Mackenzie Dern, returning to action on Saturday at UFC 298. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it very much. Hey, if you like this video, give us the old thumbs up. Subscribe as well. You could get many more of these videos on the channel, so please do that. We would love you forever if you did so.